He's in control. He's the master of his masters. I can do business with you, right? Master's talking to a master, not a master talking to a slave, a sovereign. I'ma license you, my materials. You don't own my materials anymore.
Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue.
Saturday was the actual music video in Compton.
Right, crazy.
And you know, today is Monday, so obviously it was no violence. You know what I'm saying? It was just all the clips that are coming out are like Kendrick being, you know, around all the people. You know what I'm saying? The hood is like lit.
Nation.
Compton is crazy.
The ticker tape parade.
Which I thought about just that last aspect of it, because we know it ain't over, but it's like...
Man, a new king has risen in the West, coinciding with the beginning of summer when the sun is risen.
When the sun is right.
He's a Gemini and his Leo principle, you know, sitting as the king, coronated by his clan and his tribes, you know, as a true representative of the people, putting on for every aspect of his community, for the women, the children, and the homies, and the dead homies as well.
And the dead homies.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, yeah, I thought it was beautiful, like I said.
And the prisons.
Yeah, and the prisons. It's such a pinnacle moment because we're looking at a conscious artist do this. And like I said, he's the culmination of the duality of what hip hop always has been, and that shit has caused clashing. You know, how do you merge consciousness with you know, what they call gangster to a degree?
Street knowledge.
Street knowledge is the intersection in the middle that combines both of that. That's the divider in the street, but it's still in the street. You know what I'm saying? So it's that very thin line, and he was able to achieve that, it looks like, and have such an impact on his people that, yeah, it unified them around that magnetism.
Right. Once again, the 5 pillars of hip hop, right? DJ, you saw that with DJ Head and DJ Mustard, right? Dance, you saw that with Crump the Clown and everything. Art, you saw that with the screen, how they were showing everything. It was very artful, and the concentration on the colors. MC,
and the pyros, right?
And the pyros,
and master, the camera angles and all
and
that.
The camera, that's all art. Master of ceremony, MC.
Yeah.
Some they were master. YG, right? I got to give it up to the young blood, right? MC,
he kind of opened up for
right. He's right. He's mastering his performance, right? The only thing that we have left in hip hop, because the last frontier is the performance, but the performance, it becomes the most important part. It's what immortalizes you, not the music video anymore. Right? It's the performance.
Yeah, that's stage.
The rages like Travis and them.
The video's gonna be fire, but that stage, what happened on that stage,
bro.
Yeah. So it was so natural and organic in front of us. So that's what made it like
hip hop.
Right, so
hip hop in its rawest form.
In its rawest form. If he ever decides to do a master class to teach people about performance and stage presence, that is one of the that would be one of the biggest gems next to the unity that he's bringing to both his city and artists in particular.
Right. So our ability, again, like you said in Hip Hop 50,
I didn't finish the 5th pillar though. What Ray do? The 5th pillar is consciousness, right? Or knowledge. So you cannot be hip hop. You could be a rapper. Everybody could be a rapper. You can't be hip hop though. Right. The demonstration that we saw in the 50th year was hip hop, and he restored that because he has the knowledge.
Right. So you can't be a KRS. You can't be the one. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone because of the incorporations of the 5 hands to make the fist. Right?
Can't have
the only way
you can't make a fist with 4 fingers, bro.
Mama said knock him out, and you can't do it with 4 fingers.
Nope.
So it gotta be the fist. You gotta have all principles unified, and he bore his soul and brought every last one of them out and was punching like Rum Nitty. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Shout out to the young guard.
Fact.
So,
cause he give me Rum Nitty, give me Kendrick energy too. How he punch and move, like how they was moving. I was feeling that.
Right.
It was like Lux and Rum though, if you think about it.
Fire.
He was a synthesis of Lux and Rum that night.
Word. Right. I'm just saying that, but
he's punching like Rum with bars like Lux to a degree. I mean, on a bop. And so what are we looking at? His master class will consist of breath control, stage presence,
no background vocals too, like
none at
all.
No
background vocals, so clean performance right? Knowing every verb, knowing when to take your breaks, allowing the crowd to
participate, to catch your breath.
You got to know when to do that. That's all art. That's all technique. He wasn't dancing, but it was rhythmic in the way in which people will adopt the way that he was hitting them angles on them stages. He was feeding
the camera,
both sides, right? Camera. So the cinematography of how to shoot a video can be taught in the master class. The sound quality, right? Set design.
Set design, because they included the audience in the mic. You didn't hear them all drowned out. You heard the participant. You was able to feel the one person who they really. I wish he gets, and I wish things go better for him. He should go and get a reading. Is Roddy Ricch?
He was
they didn't turn his mic
his
on.
Performance was fire.
But it could have been lava.
Oh, okay.
Could have been lava. I saw some things as an artist with critique that YG, if he was a 7, no, if he was a 5, YG was an 8. I saw a stark difference between the two.
Gotcha.
You understand? And they didn't turn his mic on. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
if anybody,
Ty had a mic issue too, from what I remember.
The mic thing was bad on Rowdy. But anyway, you know, Kendrick's demonstration of hip-hop mastery was on full display. It was a clinic, right? And it was a master class.
Who's the happiest person right now, you know, in hip-hop? Or, you know,
a fan.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you who.
Hear it.
Diddy, man. Niggas ain't talk about that nigga. He like, yeah.
He get a break.
Kendrick.
He get a break.
I
he get a breather.
appreciate you, my nigga.
He get a breather. You know what I mean?
Yeah, boy.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Right now, because remember, right before this happened, it was like he was public enemy number 1.
But Diddy is on a revolver though.
Yeah.
Henceforth, Revolve Network. They continuously spin the barrel with him. So they'll have some shit flare up, and then they spin Diddy right back in. Then they cook him for a minute, and then they spin the barrel. It's like Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Then another nigga, another situation, another hot button thing pop up. Then you get the Diddy arrest. So the next chip to fall, or the next Diddy headline grabber, will be a Diddy indictment, a Diddy arrest, or something legal with Diddy. I'm not putting no juju on nobody. Also a Scorpio.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that Saturn is coming, fam. Saturn is coming. So this has been the build up to Father Saturn. Saturn is about, you know, give me blue.
Sitting niggas down is daddy discipline. You know what I'm saying? It's the taskmaster.
Father Time.
Father Time's about to take niggas to church. You know, did you do your homework? You feel me? Daddy coming home to give you that discipline, possibly a spanking.
Right.
So, you know, we'll definitely see. Don't skip leg day.
Here's my, don't skip leg day, spiritual leg day, and gym leg day. Do them squats, you know what I mean? And whatever pain that you get put through, know that there's growth on the end of that. You gotta bear with it though. My $1 million question would be this. Was this an album rollout?
Well, it said that he's supposed to drop an album this year.
Are we getting an album this summer? If we don't, that would be one of the biggest missed opportunities in the history of music. If we do, it would be in perfect alignment with what this year represents.
Yeah, it's possible, but I think that the way that the corporation operates in terms of their marketing budget is, I mean, if that's the lead single to kick off a project,
right,
then they definitely gonna let that single, I think, run through the summer.
Right.
They still could get some leverage off of it, you know, once the video hits.
Once the video, right.
And he'll probably announce a tour, ride that wave, and drop the album, I guess, in the midst probably of going on tour.
Facts.
I figure towards third quarter, because any summer releases would have to have been announced or done, I think, up until this point. Just my observation.
Not with the way that people just do these mystery pop-up albums, and summer just started last week. I would respectfully say that I'm feeling a Kendrick project dropping like manna.
You think Eminem pushed his project back? Because he dropped his single right before this whole mayhem happened.
No, you got to roll. I mean, it's already rolling out.
The rollout, but I feel like it got quiet after this whole shit. Like, all right, let's wait. Let's not drop the album. Like you know what I mean? Like,
nah, the album coming out. He got to roll out.
These artists know something. My mystery person who this is a make it or break it summer, and this, you know, is Jay-Z. And we can have a long, extensive conversation. It will not be right now.
No, definitely.
But yeah, he's going to be examined, and we're going to explore some pillar prophecies dealing with Mr. Sean Carter and some of the things that he's done over the past 2 weeks.
Facts.
Right. Missteps.
It's an early pot on the stove, guys. We got some lima beans, slow roasting, but you know, his you know, we're gonna talk about it. Let's just leave it at that.
Might get curry camel for Christmas.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Eminem piece, I think Eminem has a decisive rollout plan, and I think we are watching the execution of a rollout plan for an eventual album. When that album happens, you know, I'm none the wiser. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm loving where hip hop is going. You know what I mean? This is big for the East. I mean for the West. I think his announcement will probably be inclusive of a very wide and expansive West Coast tour. I'm sure he's going to unify the black hippies and bring some of them other brothers out, Dom Kennedy and Boogie, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they're gonna take that opportunity to rock, do a run, right? You know what I mean, and catch the wave, catch the summer.
So to end it, is Kendrick the king of hip hop right now, currently?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah. A king has been crowned, and like I said, you know, he knocked the nigga off the sits.
That was
in
a
the
battle
East.
for the crown.
Yeah, Drake
make
sits
no
in
mistake
the East.
about
That's
it.
why New York niggas is goofy, making all of these proclamations, because they're defending the king who sits in the East.
Right.
They're still having a regional bias.
Right.
Because again, this shit goes to the unanswered question: who really won that beef in that battle? If both artists got clipped, it still has been a race for both coasts.
Right.
And this coast has shown themselves. We could go through the line of people on the East Coast who have made the wrong call on this. And some of them continue to be pompous and still make the wrong calls. And some people have totally switched up.
Yo, you know the fact that you said that? I was watching Maul and Rory. And Rory... Whoa. Yo, that shit was crazy because the fact that you just sparked that in my head. And Rory really went like, he said, I'm about to go viral with this one. He was like, yeah, Drake beat women. He this, that, and the third.
Dr. Dre.
I mean, I said Drake. Yeah. Drake, he's 69 guy, my bad. But nah, he basically went at Dre crazy, like, you know what I'm saying?
Nordic
he said,
Twitter.
how you win the battle and you bring out the nigga who beats bitches and da-da-da-da.
Right.
So he kind of like, you know what I mean? To kind of like downplay what, you know what I mean?
Snow King Twitter.
That shit was crazy.
Ginger Twitter. Nordic Twitter. Oh nah, the way that they out there doing subliminals, it's crazy, bro. They are in their fields, bro.
What you thought about that though? What Rory said actually about Dre and the actual, you know, putting that with, you know, like damn K-Dot, you know, I guess the birds of a feather flock together type thing because he had that, Drake said that about him and shit like that.
Nah.
Like I said, he neutralized a lot of those blows. You know, you counteract and countermeasure them when you show up with the whiz. Like, you ain't show up with no police reports and, you know what I mean? Like, and we don't know. You feel me? But
we know about Dre.
Yeah, in essence, I'm not saying I don't think that the people care, but they don't know Whitney. She ain't said nothing. That's not even somebody, they don't even look at homie like that.
Yeah, fact.
And yeah, like, homie's mopping the floor with you. That's not gonna chill.
That's not gonna save him?
Let's talk about that. You don't know nothing about that. Like,
you don't
not
know about
pulling
that.
on a woman to fight your fights.
Right.
She good. She in the front row with the children.
With the children.
Show.
Yeah.
With the $40 million house to go to.
Yeah,
My nigga,
facts, like,
stop trying to use that as you can't use that as a buffer.
Yeah,
like I said, the perspective that we would have to look at is that this man is attempting to say that he leaked information to this other man that he's gonna use in a hip-hop anthem song to have you branded around the world as a pedo. And you would participate in that you made the most stupidest, illogical move ever, right? That was a misplay of all misplays, and that shit, there's a book should be written about that within itself. If you want to take responsibility for your own demise, my nigga, then that was a miscalculated play, if any. But if you was so damaged by that move that you lied, that even shows further proof of how you have been destroyed, right, as a brand and decimated on every level, because it's only but so long before the other shoe drops. And the other shoe is just gonna be somebody popping up with some information. That's
if they put one lawsuit, right? It ain't over. It's that. It's
starts from
it's that kung fu
the little
movie where
niggas that's 5,
where you get hit and take 100 steps.
And then die.
The little babies that's 5 and 6 that are gonna have a growing distaste. Your entire life will be under the microscope.
That's
at
deep.
This point.
Yeah.
If
you
one
can't get
thing
the help,
pop out on you,
right?
Ever.
If you can't get the help,
You're
like
done.
Diddy couldn't get the help, like the rest of these niggas couldn't get the help. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be looking like Jules Santana. Jules Santana is a perfect anagram and representation for New York hip hop right now. If New York hip hop was a person, it would be Jules Santana. And no disrespect to the homie, I just think that, you know, he needs an update and an upgrade to be like, somebody needs to, son, that ain't it. And this ain't that. And we ain't there. And that's what New York is speaking like they're going through, that they've been so far deep trapped in the closet under the spell that they don't even appreciate sunlight no more. They don't, just bright lights, not sunlight. It's like, no, come outside. Y'all are taking the wrong position. You on the wrong side of history. It shows your disdain for women, for consciousness, for responsibility, for discipline,
right.
for accountability.
Remember, it's
for willingness to say anybody other than New York might have it.
right. They said it was 20v1 on Drake. No, it's 20v1 on Kendrick. Right? All of these fake ass podcasts, all of these fake ass blogs, all of these niggas that do sleight of hands, the weirdos like academics will sit there and watch his whole performance and critique it and do mad underhanded slights and just real sassy aggressive shit.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Just the
And
worst
again,
of
yeah, try to paint it with that sucker brush. The same way that they do in battle rap. Oh, this is backpack. This is kind of,
Right.
yeah, he's like, you better watch it, Drake. Don't drop. They on that Juneteenth energy all weekend.
right.
That Black Power shit is outside. I wouldn't do it.
Right, like all of these cornballs who grew up watching, they grew up watching Harlem, because remember when Sarnetta TV was lit, there wasn't 100 other channels on YouTube. There's some of these lame niggas that used to walk by us on the other side of the street that got podcasts right now, Knowledge. There's dudes who used to stand in the audience and whatnot, staring at niggas in awe and whatnot. You feel me?
Yeah.
Before we even used to consider talking to hip hop niggas. That was something that came later on. So a lot of these dudes try to act like consciousness or people who have intellect is some type of like that shit is something sweet or something, and they're seeing everywhere that they turn that the new black is intelligence, not that fake ass shit. Y'all was on Diddy's Black Excellence. No Diddy. He was on that time. Your Black Excellence was that Revolt TV Diddy shit.
Yeah.
It was that it was that shit where you could beat a woman up, you know what I mean? Cause when people say stuff about Dre, it's a bunch of them. Joe Button, a whole bunch of people who got ill jackets. They got crazy jackets.
Right.
So the deflection was crazy.
Yeah, less
These niggas, the deflection that I saw taking place from Diddy all the way to Kendrick, they're doing it nonstop through all of these different situations where nobody's being accountable.
Yeah.
Nobody is.
Was them niggas boycotting the Super Bowl?
Right.
Yeah, at one point, right?
When
Dre was on Super Bowl performing, did they say anything about that then?
The niggas boycotted.
You know what I mean?
Did they have a whole campaign against that?
Jay-Z put that together, didn't
right,
he?
Jay-Z put that's
a
right.
situation
So,
together.
once
But I'm
again,
saying these people that are now the detractors that are speaking about
right.
his abuse.
Oh,
you
God,
know,
got you.
we
Yeah.
have known about that.
Yeah, when he was in the Super Bowl, we didn't hear that conversation. I see what you're saying.
With D
Yeah.
Barnes, we had the Source magazine.
It's not to be forgiven, and he gets no pass per se.
Facts.
You feel me? But it's a wider, larger conversation that has to take place in hip hop about accountability. Period. With niggas who do wild shit to women.
And the other thing that they saying is everybody's like, and this was me watching the Rory and Moore joint. You guys are celebrating a pedophile anthem, like they throw that type of a pedophile anthem.
No,
I'm
we're
like,
celebrating
yo.
an anthem that is giving you pedophiles, the PDF files.
It's like an
some
we exposing the
We're exposing y'all. The exposures was burning
That's
them.
the pedophile ether.
So the whole industry behind the
PDF
scenes
file
is
ether.
PDF files, right? Remember the biggest one of the biggest rest havens for when they go and run from extradition is where from Drake Mama and them is from, right?
Okay.
Like I said, if you saw those dots on a house on a Not Like Us cover when he had those dots,
Yeah.
if you go and Google
the sex offender.
if you go and Google the same, like if Gaza was right there, right? It's a beach line, like how Ocean in Miami is on South Beach, right? Ocean Drive. So Gaza would be Collins, where Fountain Blue is at. Where Wet Willie's is at Tel Aviv. Go and just Google registered sex offenders in Tel Aviv. Yeah. So these people, remember, hit dogs bark. And like I said, homie is a golem. He's an archetype. He's something that they all put together. These people have, you know, they was in a circle around him.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's their boy. So by him getting finished like that and washed up, and the fact that people are out here identifying PDF files, nah, they don't sleep comfortable at night. And like I said, when the hammer hasn't dropped yet, the hammer is Duckworth going full Israelite, talking about Yah and all of that. That's when they really get washed. They're losing the war. Where they at? They're losing the war. Their image is tainted forever. They're losing the war in the minds of the youth. All of the Ivy League colleges and everybody's protesting. They're losing the war of public opinion. They're losing mad wars. So like I said, watch the dominoes fall. When in Rome on Sunday, we're going to get into all of that. We're going to blow it all up. We're going to show you the Jason months. July, August, September, October, November, when it ends in the primaries, when it ends in the elections, if they even have one. Jason months, these spirit cookers is cooking. So we're going to need all the unity that we could get. We're going to need us to be charged up. We're going to need to use symbolic gestures as a currency, right? Because we alchemists. I know what to do with a wave, my nigga. I could collapse it.
Any last words, Blue, for the people?
Oh, again, you know, this is the fullness and the culmination of what I coined the phrase, the Black Christos mythos, you know, a few months back. And I'm just seeing it play out. It's a beautiful narrative. It's a beautiful story. It ties into our corona rising and our solar ascension as melanated people who, you know, are reaping the rewards of righteousness. We're finally watching it. And I truly do believe that we're restoring the vibration of what real music is. And hopefully, you know, just freeing it from the clutches of corporations and all of that BS. You know what I mean? I'm hearing good music. I heard a bunch of good musicians this past weekend. There's a revival in Christian rap taking place. That's the strongest movement. The trap I told y'all about. Yeah, they got trap Christian rap.
Trap Christian rap.
Shit hit different.
Yeah, they
the
turned
homies,
up.
Yeah, and that's what we seeing. Like the homies is being reformed because these are the homies. These ain't no nerds and blurs. These ain't no soft shit.
Right, these the homies.
It's the trap.
Yeah,
these are niggas who with the grills that they, you know what I mean, was talking about the other frequency.
Wow, that's dope.
They talking about crack. They talking about Christ now, and they drilling for Christ.
They drilling for Christ, bro.
It's some interesting things going on in the music, coinciding with the times that we in. And like Red said, we've been amazing at keeping our finger on the pulse and calling it out. This whole clash, this whole battle, the culmination of what we saw last week. This is for me coming full circle from 2010. I did an election here in Atlanta, 2010, before Drake dropped.
Black Planet.
Drake dropped in June of 2010. We went to Serpent Mound and did a whole ceremony around the Draco constellation. And I've been talking this narrative ever since then, explaining before it ever happened how Kanye was gonna fall out with Drake, why they was gonna fall out, why both of their stars were gonna fall out, why they constellations and not stars, who do they represent in the pantheon of this mythos. I laid all of this out. This is the premise of what I came with the Law 44. So shout out, there's, you know, shout out to my brother Knowledge the God. We got some info and some content coming for the law. But yeah, you watched it, you seen it in real time. So for me, in my mind, I'm also doing the victory lap. Just seeing how all of this is coming to the fullness and the fruition of a narrative and a story that to me is clearer than crystals. Like we can tell the story, we're living it.
That's a super fact. I would encourage y'all watching this video, just go right on the channel. There's a playlist called Red and Blue Pill, and look for any video that says 7 years ago or 6 years ago and press play. The conversation is internal, immortal. You feel me? I wake up and I'm living in my own dreams. We control the narrative, and the narrative is controlled through the sword, which is the word, but through the sword is the sword coming from the tongue, speaking things into existence, making the pillar prophecy, standing on business and whatnot, controlling the narrative. You know what I mean? By doing what? By broadcasting to millions of people through multiple channels, multiple platforms, multiple outlets, right? And once you give a person an idea and a concept, then you, because all is mental, you now can change their whole perception of reality. And by doing such, when the God mind links up, meaning that we're all of a hive mind, we are part of the Godhead, we're gonna make reality what it is. So shout out to everybody changing reality for the better. Shout out to all of the artisans and the creators creating a new reality. Shout out to everybody who's not waiting for permission to be great. You know what I'm talking about? And shout out to those who could see and hear. Yeah. Those that are tapped in and this in alignment, do the work. Because faith without works is dead. So do the work.
Shout out to the MC. Shout out to the battle rappers.
Yeah, battle rappers.
Standing on business when it comes to them bars. The bars is back. Shout out to the battle leagues. You know what I'm saying? I think that there's gonna be a refresh air in this demonstration, in this conversation.
Shout out to the bloggers.
Around people listening to bars, deciphering bars, appreciating the depths of where these bars go. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just like, now I think that the correlation is there, even in battle rap, with the Christian battle rap league, you know, the contingency of these battle rappers that's coming crazy with it. A-Ward is silly, stupid with it.
Low Saga, Street Him,
stupid.
Yeah, these are the synthesis.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Stupid. They probably got the battle rapper. The battle rappers probably got the Christian rap niggas going crazy with their pen, watching them battle.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact.
Yeah, giving them inspiration.
Feel me? So salute for the change of the narrative, and you know, bringing it to anything that deals with reverence, man, because that speaks of higher inspiration. That means that we're hearing music, even if the author is convinced that shit is coming from a higher source. I'm here for that, and to balance out demon time, you know, and rest in peace to all of them youngsters losing their lives demonstrating demon time.
Fulio.
You feel me? May these youngsters see the light and get the opportunity to synthesize their consciousness at some point and really see the value in the fact that if they can make a brother suit up and go and catch a body, lay one down, that's a lot of power to have coming from, you know, the tongue, which the books say got the power to heal or kill. And with that, hip hop is real. He's alive.
They not like us.
Twin pillars. Salute. They not like us.